Hello everyone, welcome back to my Adele in-game bossing showcase. Today we're going to be taking down Darknell, which I think is actually a very fun boss on Adele. I think learning it was a massive pain. I hated this boss when I was learning it, but once I learned it, which it took me a long time. I think I'm kind of a slow learner in bosses, but I'll talk about the main things I think you should know for Adele. As we go through the fight here. I do think Adele has some great tools in this boss, and a lot of tools that I think make this boss pretty fun. It can be a pretty high uptime boss, which to me is always a fun experience. And yeah, so we get finished up with our first burst here. I mentioned this a bit in the V-Halo video, but I think it's especially true in this boss. I really like using iframe first in this boss, as opposed to like binding and then Jenny iframing. I really prefer Jenny iframing than binding, just because there's a lot going on in Darknell, and then I just like having a clean burst setup where I'm in Jenny iframe for most of it, and I can really ensure that I'm doing some optimal damage, or getting to my optimal damage output, and then binding. And then I use the green shield after. But now that we're been done bursting for a bit, I'll talk about kind of how I approach this boss and what I'm thinking about as we're going. The main thing with Darknell is that his attacks are really not a big deal. All of his attacks, his sword slash that he does here, along with the dash that he does, or the jump that he does, or the FMA when he does that. So here's doing the jump. Those attacks are all like very well telegraphed, and usually pretty easy to dodge. Usually you just want to get behind him. It's kind of the standard strategy, or you can go way up in the air too to dodge them. But every time he does an attack, he summons E-bosses, and those E-bosses are very annoying. But what you want to be doing is moving. Basically every time he does one of those attacks, or he sets up for them, you want to move. And the E-bosses, basically when they're summoned, they'll attack, like right at the beginning of his attack is when he summons them, and they'll attack where you are at that point. And so as long as you're moving, you pretty much always dodge them by just moving. So here he sets up for the FMA, and I'm already moving to the side. You can see also right there I used one of Adele's great tools in this fight, which is the Adele float, which you can attack during, keep damage up time. But it's just a really powerful tool in this boss because so many things kind of attack along the ground. The main one being Archer, the arrow that you see going across the bottom of the screen. You basically just never have to worry about on Adele, because you can just jump to the side, jump in the air, float, and attack just like that. And the Archer arrow goes right under you. You can, if you jump up, like use your up jump in the air, you can do that over the blue mage balls too, when they come. But I think that's less common. Usually I just jump past those. Anyway, we come to our second burst here. I don't think the first half of the fight was especially great by me. I think I got stunned a few times and sealed a few times and stuff. But the second half, I think I do a better job of keeping up damage up time, which is probably why this run ended up being much faster than my normal runs. Usually I take about 6 minutes in this boss, often requiring the very beginning of my third burst to finish him off. But in this boss, or in this one, I kill him well before my third burst comes up. That was a classic case of me not positioning right, and I get caught in a really bad position. If you scroll back like 5 seconds, he doesn't attack, and I just don't move, and I get punished really hard for it. And I think that's honestly most deaths in Darknell, is just really getting used to the rhythm of the fight, getting used to what attacks he does, and yeah, just getting used to to playing it a little safer, not just trying to hold down cleave all the time, but dodge when he doesn't attack, move when he doesn't attack, so that E-bosses don't hit you. And I think that I don't know. There's definitely some Darknell BS that you can get. Sometimes you just eat a stun ball at the wrong time and it sucks and you die. But most times I think just good positioning, good moving when he attacks. Like there, I didn't move again, and I get kind of lucky that I don't die there, but it's okay because he dies anyway right about here. Anyway, hopefully that was helpful, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.